right, welcome back to the show. My next guest, a wide receiver, electric kick returner for the AFC champion Chiefs. Does that ever get boring for you, Super Bowl champion Nikko Remigio?
Oh, I don't know if I could ever get used to this.
You got
I
it.
don't
You're
know
not
if I ever
bored?
could. Oh, this is year 2 for me, and this is my first year actually contributing. So, definitely a special moment for me.
And boy, oh boy, my friend Nikko, are you contributing? You've got the longest kick return, the longest punt return of these playoffs. You open up the throwdown round, the divisional round, with a 63-yarder return against the Texans. Will you walk me through this?
Yeah, I mean, going into the game, I had told our head special teams coach, Coach Tobe, that, I'm about to hit it today. And, I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm about to hit it. And, he had called a middle return right out the gate, and that's exactly what happened.
And then you follow it up with a casual 41-yard punt return to flip the field against the Buffalo Bills, who wanted it so bad. What happened here in the second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, Trav came up to me earlier in the game, and, I had fair caught that first punt coming out the gates, and he was like, "That's not being great, bro." And so I knew going into this next opportunity that I had, I'm like, I got to make something happen. And so I went and took a peek down the field and saw that the guys were, it was going to be tight and it was going to be a quick play, and, just made it happen.
Wait, Travis comes up to you at what point? And take me through that.
So this was the first punt that they had kicked, and I had went and fair caught it on the 10. And really, I had some room and I had an opportunity to take the punt. But, I was like, man, this is my first time being in the AFC Championship game. Like, let me just get my feet wet a little bit. And, I went and I ran to the sideline, and he was like, "That's not being great." And I'm like, he's right. And so, I went out there the next punt, and I was like, I'm taking it regardless. And, he was the first one to greet me coming to the sideline, and he was like, that's how you be great, dog. And I was like, oh, man, this is a dream. So
what's up with you and him? I read there was like a Kansas City, maybe it was the Kansas City Star. You were talking about watching practice footage. It's kind of a one-liner, but just talking about how he's like full sprinting in practice. What does that do to you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, being a young guy, I'm just doing what I can to learn from somebody who's done it before and somebody who's done it multiple times and found a lot of success in this game and in this business. And, for me, I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't watch the way that he practiced and the way that he carried himself. And, I'm not only speaking for him, but I'm speaking for every single vet on our team. So, just really being a sponge and just trying to learn from, the habits that they develop, the habits on and off the field, and implementing them into my routine.
It's just gotta, I don't even know. That's so wild. I have this, I'm like obsession with Travis and what happens next year, and like how precious are these moments? How much is that being talked about? You don't have to tell me what's going on, but like, is it being talked about?
Not at all. I mean, the only thing that's being talked about right now is this next game coming up, and, that we have an opportunity to make history. And, for me, my mindset is just making sure that I'm prepared and doing everything that I can to, not only win a Super Bowl for myself, but win a Super Bowl for guys like Trav, guys like Pat, and, Coach Reed.
You were the first one, talking about Travis celebrating with you. You were the first one to celebrate with Patrick after the final kneel down against Buffalo. What did he say to you?
Man, I can't even remember. I just, we were juiced and, just so happy that, just soaking in the moment. And, there's really nothing like it. I've never had that feeling in my entire life. And, to be able to dap him up, as soon as the game ended, it was really just a surreal moment.
He didn't thank you for that huge play in the second quarter that led to his rushing touchdown that put you up 21-10. How rude.
Hey, man, everybody played their part. Everybody played their part. And I think that's the greatest part about this sport, is that it's a team game, and everybody had a role. So, vice versa. I should be thanking him.
What's Mom's role? Family was in the crowd. What's Mom's role?
Yeah, Mom is just, she's one of my biggest supporters. And, I really can't thank her enough just for, helping me become a man, helping me get to this point as an athlete in my career. She's really followed and supported me, from day one. And so to be able to share that moment with her on the field and, my dad and, my wife, it was just unbelievable. I mean, we ended up bursting into tears. So.
You guys were crying out there? That's amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
As
all
you
caught on
should.
footage. Yeah, it's all caught. So
And
it'll
it's all
come out
part of
at
your
some point.
stories. Are the Filipino Chiefs cleats, the customs on footage? And what did those do to them? I want to know why you wore them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm half Filipino, and
Mm-hmm.
my culture, my nationality, it's everything to me. And to be able to represent the Philippines, there's not too many Filipino athletes, doing it at this stage, especially in the NFL, and to be able to represent my culture, my family, um, it's a big driver in why I'm here today. And, to be able to represent them in a positive light is what it's all about for me.
And Maureen, who I thought you guys were just engaged. Now you're married. She's your wife officially?
She is my wife. She is my wife.
Congratulations.
Thank
She's a
you. Thank
track
you.
star, right? In the
She is.
Philippines.
She is 400 runner.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Can't wait for the kids. What what's the reaction among teammates when you're wearing that? You have, there's the flag, it's the Chiefs colors. Do you get questions about the Philippines?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys don't really know what
Mm,
being Filipino is and where the
hmm
Philippines is at and all that. And like I said, that's what it's all about for me. Just bringing awareness to our country, bringing awareness to our people, our culture. I'm biased, but it's the most beautiful culture in the world, and the people are just so friendly, so happy, and you know, they're the best.
I find your journey very compelling. I find it interesting that you right away correct me when I say, "Is this getting old?" You are, you have a ring, but I mean, the truth is, you spent all last season on injured reserve. That can't be fun. That tests you mentally, physically, emotionally. Sounds like you have a good support system, though, which we love. You go undrafted to start your career back in 2023 practice squad. Then you get put on the active roster in December, and you have just been making plays for this team. You have said that you wouldn't want your journey to happen any other way. Why is that? Why is this the path you're meant to be on?
Man, I mean, it really just makes this moment that much more special. And, everything in my life, I feel like I've had to earn full heartedly, every part of it. And, especially getting into the NFL, I didn't even have a locker in the locker room last year. My locker
Wow.
room was back in the equipment room. So,
Wow.
to go from that to, finally earning a locker and, like I said, like it's every single aspect of my journey in the NFL so far, and everything leading up until this point has had to be earned. And obviously, I had fallen short in some aspects, and rose to the occasion in others. But it's really just the journey that I've fallen in love with.
I'm picturing confetti in your future, your whole family out there. But the Eagles, you said you're focused on this game. Let's talk about it. The Eagles, real talented, top to
Yep.
bottom, tough task. I was looking at some of the numbers, though, Nikko. They give up some pretty big kick returns. No touchdowns yet, but do you visualize taking one to the house on Sunday?
Absolutely. We've come close these past two games, and I think why not? Third time's a charm. But obviously it's a great challenge that's ahead of us. It's going to take a lot of preparation, a lot of immense focus. Amongst the Super Bowl hype and everything that comes around it. At the end of the day, they're here for a reason. And, like I said, it's going to be a great challenge. And, I have full trust in, the coaching staff and my teammates in preparing us for this game. And, at the end of the day, I'm just excited to go out there and do everything that I've been preparing for.
And how cool is it that they trust you? I mean, it's got to completely put you at ease to have Travis Kelce, a future Hall of Famer, believe in you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's 28.6 yards per kick return, by the way, which is amazing. I cannot wait to see what happens, your journey. It's so inspiring. And I think all Chiefs fans just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Let's go get number 3.
Absolutely. And I want to thank them. So goes both ways.
Goes both ways. Nikko Remigio, such a pleasure to talk to you. We're going to